I spent years training for bodybuilding and powerlifting, just chasing size and numbers. And yeah, I got stronger, but I didn't necessarily feel better. Now in my mid-30s, everything's changed. I care about longevity, moving well, and staying mobile. Because at the end of the day, being strong doesn't matter much if your body can't actually use it. Lifting weights alone doesn't prepare you to run, move, or react to real-life demands. Out there, your body needs to produce force quickly, absorb it, and redirect it over and over again. That means being elastic, coordinated, and fast, not just strong under a bar. When you train those qualities, you don't just perform better in workouts, you perform better in everything you do.
Now we can start with, shoulder circles. Love that one. We can do our rotation, which of course that's going to be important. We'll dive into that later. But if we're thinking about athletic training, I think some important movements are high knees. Now we can walk while we do these, right? We can start here. We could just walk down, right? If we want to make it more dynamic, right? Because those are the movements we should be doing, not static stretching. Okay, dynamic movements. If you want, you can toss in a little hop here too. And then we got the butt kicks, okay? Again, we can walk with these, or we can do the hop. And now we got the straight leg raises as well. That one, simple enough, right? If we want, we can make that a little bit more athletic. And if you're coming from a bodybuilding background, this stuff right here, that might be enough for you. That might be too taxing on your knees and all that, okay? Next up, we have the pogo hops, okay? So we're just here, just bouncing, and that is gonna get us ready for today. Okay, so the first set of movements I wanna talk about is jumping. This is important if you wanna train like an athlete because it's about max output, not just fatigue. And that's where the jumps come in, especially something like box jumps. It's about full power here, full intent with every rep, explosion. And this is exactly why we finished with the pogo hops, or even jump rope or skipping rope would be a good warm up too that you could do. So we're priming the body to be elastic here. So we're storing energy and releasing it quickly. Think of it like loading a spring and then firing it back out, right? It's exactly like that actually, and sports is that way. Because real athletic performance isn't just about strength, it's about using that strength and translating that to certain movements that you want to do during your sport. So jumping movements will train explosiveness, coordination, and elasticity, which translates to sprinting, jumping, changing direction, which we're going to talk about later. So first movement here, double leg box jump. Again, these are pretty simple movements, but you're here, right? Two legs at the same time. And then you come down gently, okay? Not to fatigue here. Max output. So you can even add more boxes to this if you need as well. We're just doing this as an example. And then with this, we also have single leg box jumps. That's a good movement as well. All right, so here's how the single leg box jumps works. We're here. Again, come down nice and gently here. And we're gonna go with the right side as well. And here's a movement you might not have seen before, but we're going to be in a kneeling position. We're going to jump from this position onto one leg or two, but I'm going to show you a one leg variation here. Kneeling position. I'm going to hop out of here, land on one leg, and immediately jump to the box if I can, okay? So we're here. Whew, almost disaster there, but you get the idea. Show you with the left leg as well. Whew. Okay, show you that one more time each leg. Now that my body's starting to warm up here. Next section here is the strength work. Of course, this is important if we're training to be an athlete. And also this is important for all aspects of life. Strength gives you the ability to produce and absorb force and stay stable under pressure. Without it, your speed, agility, power, they're not gonna hold up. So first movement today, I'll show you quickly, barbell walking lunge. This is pretty simple, right? We're loading one leg at a time. I love unilateral training, especially for my athletes. And sled push, that's a great one for all my athletes as well. Works the whole body really, but it definitely has an emphasis on lower body. And also if you're training for something like Hyrox, then this is gonna be great movements as well. Both of these two movements, like the lunges and the sled push, of course you're gonna do that during your event. And then we have the Bulgarian split squats, everybody's favorite movement. But again, this is about building strength and power here. And a little consolation exercise that I'm not going to record today, but trap bar deadlifts are a great one, especially for the athletes, because you are in that athletic stance. All right, so next up we got lateral plane movements, direction change work. Most movements in the gym are only hitting one plane of motion, so you need to move laterally because that's what athletes do. That's real life also. Sports happen side to side, so we're talking about like cutting, changing directions, and if you're not training laterally, there's a huge gap in your training, programming, and performance. Something in the warm-ups you could toss in are banded like lateral walks, right? But the first movement I do want to show you is the Cossack Squat. So this movement challenges your strength and mobility in a deep range of motion. Right? And strength and mobility in a lateral plane. Okay, so we're here. Just gonna come down to the side. Bam. You wanna have a pretty wide stance here. Going to one side, making sure that heel stays on the ground. And that's the first movement, pretty simple. And then the next movement here are the skaters. I started doing this with like all my athletes and I was like, why am I not doing this? And then another movement I like to do are these right here, lateral sleds. I like to get the hips moving and rotating. Now, of course, you can walk and do that, and you can make it more explosive by speeding that up. Last, but definitely not least, we have rotation movements. Every time you sprint, throw, change direction, rotation is involved, whether you're doing the rotation or you're resisting it. So this also needs to be in your programming. Think about it if you're a golfer, baseball player, swinging a club, throwing, if it's basketball, you're rotating a lot. First movement, Love to do the landmine rotations. Obviously we have the attachment here. We're here. And then we're exploding this way. And of course we can add weight to that. Okay, our next movement, we have a kneeling, I don't know, I guess it's like a Palloff press, but we're here. Inside knee is gonna be down, and we're rotating around. Obviously, this is gonna challenge the whole core. You do the other side as well. You can do this kneeling. You can do this standing as well. For here, a lot of variations here. We can just go out, holding here, 2 seconds. Or we can go out and rotate. All right, so final movement for this rotation series, and honestly this athletic video in general, we got the lateral ball tosses. This one's pretty easy, right? We're here, and you're trying to throw the ball through the wall. It's an explosive movement that works power, right? And that is it there. Some tips for you to train more like an athlete this year. That was a workout for me. So if you want to stay strong, mobile, pain-free the rest of your life, and especially if you're training to be an athlete of some sort, this is that video that probably is going to help you if you incorporate some of these movements into your routine. So you need to start training like it actually matters. And I can help you improve your life in terms of being better with training, better with diet, especially when real life gets involved. And this is what my channel is about. So if you made it this far, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe for more videos and more tips and tricks. And I'll break down how this year can be the healthiest version of yourself. Thanks for watching. Peace.